And welcome back, everybody. This is ModelOmega, and I'm here answering the questions that you've sent me over the past week in celebration of me reaching 300 subscribers. I've got a good number here, and I'm just going to go through them one by one, and let's see what we get. So, going in order from latest comment to earliest, we have Sack. I loved your Thracia 776 guide. I love your Thracia 776 guide. It's helping me get through the game for time, and I'm wondering if you plan to do another Fire Emblem guide once FE5 is finished. Well, first off, thank you very much, Sack, for the comment. And it's good that this is first, because a lot of people ask the same question, so I'm going to address it now. Tentatively, I will say yes. I will be covering another Fire Emblem game when I'm finished. It won't be right after I finish this. I have a different idea in mind that I'd like to do first. But tentatively, I would at least like to cover Genealogy of the Holy War. I'm sure that's what a lot of people are thinking I was going to do after this, and it is. As for anything after that, maybe Binding Blade. I don't know. I don't think there's really a need for guide for any other game other than those three. But, yeah, that's it for that. Okay, next question. Kazanma the Swift asks, which Japanese-only Fire Emblem game do you think is the best one? Oh, that's I think Genealogy of the Holy War is overall a better game, but Thracia 776 is my preferred game, if that makes sense. And do you know of any places where I might be able to find Path of Radiance for a reasonable price? Oh, sorry, buddy, you're kind of out of luck. The best I could think of is snipe auctions off of eBay. Like, seriously, that's about the best I can think of. Almost no stores are going to sell those. Maybe if you can find like a used game store, or just a game store in general, and just let them ask them for it. Maybe they might be able to order it from somewhere else, or you can ask them to reserve it if anyone trades it in. Or you can write a letter to Nintendo saying, will you please put this in Radiant Dawn on the Virtual Console? That's what I would probably do, because that's going to be the easiest way. Actually, getting those two games in a bundle together, that would be really great. And actually, since I'm talking about it now, I have a dream idea for Fire Emblem, and that's to get a complete remake of Genealogy of the Holy War with the same engine as Awakening and Fates. And if IS is able to do just a little bit more, I'd also ideally like to see this as a bundle with Thracia 776, with that game at least as an HD remaster. Preferably, I'd like to see both games remade using the same engine, but if you gotta remake at least one game, then do that and just HD remaster Thracia 776. I can't imagine that being that bad. I'm not a game programmer, so don't hold me to that. If you're a game programmer and what I said was kind of arrogant, I'm sorry. But that's just what I think about that. Okay, next question. Margarito Garcia asks, how come you never finished your Thracia 776 Let's Play? Computer failure, that's why. My computer got bricked. I had to completely reformat it. I lost all my data, and I had recorded all the way up to chapter 21, and I was just basically, I would play the game sometimes, and sometimes record narration, and when I lost all that, I was like, fuck it, maybe I'll redo it a long time from now, but I don't really want to do Let's Plays. That was just something I did to teach myself how to edit videos, and it's kind of served its purpose. If I never lost my stuff, I would have finished it, because I was on my track to finishing it. Yeah, sorry about that. If you liked it and you wanted to see it continue, that's why I couldn't do it. Computer failure, not my fault. Fuck Windows. That's all. Next question. JustKel HD asks, are you going to do another guide, Fire Emblem 2 or other games? Okay, I already answered that question, so go back earlier in the video if you missed it. Sorry, buddy. Next question. Jason Rocks 2371 asks, you ever watch any anime, and if so, what's your favorite type series? If you not, have you ever thought about giving it a shot? I watch anime very irregularly. I was part of the anime club back at SFU, and also in my high school. I'm not part of the one at UVic. I just don't really have a lot of time to watching anime. Sometimes if a series is nice, I'll take a look at it. I remember I watched the crap out of Code Geass a long time ago. I was really big into that. I even got my friend into it. I think R2 is good, so crucify me for that if you want. I've also seen Gurren Lagann. That was really freaking great. My favorite anime of the ones I've seen, which is not a lot, is Katanagatari, but I don't know if that really counts. It's more of an OVA, but I guess it doesn't really matter. And right now I'm watching Love Live. Yes, I'm extremely late to the train, but it's a really great, funny, very interesting series. I quite like it, and I'm not too far into it. I think I'm about halfway through season 1. I'm going through it very slowly, and it's not anime, but I'm also rewatching House right now, just because I felt like it. But that's what I'm doing. I'd like to watch more anime, ideally, but I don't really have the time for it. Anyway, next question here. Memo98 asks, I have 2 questions. Why is your voice so good to listen to? Now, I could be extremely vain and just say, well, it's because you love listening to this rich molasses. But if I had to guess, I'd say it's because I am theatrically trained. No kidding, I've actually taken a lot of acting courses. I even starred in a small production of King Lear. So I know how to speak to people, if that makes any sense. How to properly tone my voice and have adequate pauses in between words and not rush things, unless I'm actively trying to rush things as part of a comedic gent. But I'm just well-versed in speaking in front of crowds and also just to people. And I know how to make my voice easy to understand. That's about it. And second, what mentality is the best when strategizing something? High as a kite. No. You don't want to be angry, because when you're angry, you make mistakes. You don't want to be sad, because you won't think right. That's kind of if you're just talking about a game, like, practice makes perfect. Just don't play when you're really sad, when you're really angry, or when you're really tired, because those are the times in which you will miss the most things. So just trying to remain calm, cool, and collected is basically what I'm suggesting. Alright, next question. Captain Carnage asks, what are your thoughts on skinship in Fire Emblem Fates? Giggity. Giggity. Actually, if I had to answer that question truthfully, I would be like, intelligent systems, please take a break. Or I hope that with this, there was something you needed to get out of your system, and you just got all of it out. I've spoken about this before, but yeah, I'd kind of like to see intelligent systems take a break from making Fire Emblem, or at least new Fire Emblems. Get someone else to come in and give them a hand or something. I think that I don't have a problem with it, but it's like really awkward to deal with. Like, I don't really have a clear analogy. It's very awkward. I'm not against it. It's very awkward to deal with is basically it. All right, next question. Oh, there's a lot here. I hope I pronounced this right. Oxtiak asks, are there any Fire Emblem games you haven't played? Yes, I have not played the first one, Dark Dragon and the Sword of Light, as well as Gaiden, and I have not played Heroes in Light and Shadow, and I haven't played Fates because it's not out in North America yet. And tentatively, I would also say I haven't played Mystery. I've played a little bit of it, I just haven't finished it. And why haven't I played them? Not sure why I haven't really gotten around to Heroes of Light and Shadow, although probably a big reason is because Shadow Dragon was just so incredibly meh, and that game is basically just more of it, so yeah. I've also not heard a lot of great things about the tactician character. And I haven't really played the NES games because they seem really archaic. And I just, I have a hard time getting into that stuff, but maybe I'll get into them eventually. And second question here is, what is your favorite stand from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? That's a good question. There's so many great stands. Which one is the best? I don't know if this is an underdog answer, but I'm going to go with Cream. I think Cream was really freaking frightening. I would think it was arguably a better stand than The World. I mean, Cream is one of the few stands that could, like, defeat Ultimate Lifeform Cars when you think about it. It devours anything. When you, like, how do you deal with that? I mean, it's so... The idea of it is so broken that in All-Star Battle, it has a gauge to it. I don't know if that's the same thing in the anime. It wasn't exactly clear, but I mean, you could just sit in that thing forever, couldn't you? Unless you had to breathe or something. I'm still new to the series, so I probably pissed a bunch of people off because I was completely wrong with my data. But yeah, I'd say my favorite stand is Cream. And my least favorite stand... I'm probably also going to piss people off with this, but Goal Experience Requiem. It's Deus Ex Machina the stand, and it was a really dumb idea. Not sure if that or just King Crimson being what it is dumber, but I'll go with the one that's more OP. Yeah, Gold Experience Requiem. That was me having Pepsi. If not for copious editing, you would hear much more of that. What is my favorite Mega Man Zero game? Oh, it's 03. And if you want to get more accurate opinions on the Mega Man Zero games, I have a partially complete Inti Crates retrospective in which I have already gone over all 4 of the games, and I'll put the links to that in the doodly-doo below. I would like to finish that. I've just run into a big problem trying to record Advent. All the sprites are replaced with white rectangles, and I have no idea how to deal with it, because I didn't have that problem with ZX, so... Alright, and the 4th question here is, what's your favorite pizza topping? Buffalo chicken. What's your blood type? I actually don't know, so, like I said, I can't tell you, so, anyway. Next question. Precision asks, who is your favorite Fire Emblem character? Now, depending on the day of the week you ask me, my answer might be different, so I'll just lift off my top 5, and they are Volk, Nolan, Leafus, Volk, Nolan, Pawn, Fergus, and I'll go with Seti. Yeah, those are my favorite 5. Next question, Richard G asks, how would you rank the Fire Emblem games in terms of personal preference? Okay, personal preference. That's a different one. If you asked me just what I thought, I'd probably answer differently. But if it's just personal preference, my favorite would be Thracia 776. Then I would say Path of Radiance, and then Genealogy of the Holy War, and then Radiant Dawn, Sacred Stones, Blazing Sword, Binding Blade, and I don't really want to put Mystery in because I haven't played it that much, or finished it. So the bottom of the list I'll put Shadow Dragon. I don't hate the game. I really don't. It's just soup broth. There's nothing to it. It's very underwhelming. And that's all it. Alright, so next question. Wesley Geisterfer asks, don't send me creepy questions like what is my blood type, but maybe a little creepy. Okay, what's not your blood type then? But on a serious note, are you trying to change stuff around to get to the magic 1K score? Got any tips for people who have no subs and want to get started? I'm going to continue doing things the way I'm doing, and if I change things, it's because I think I found a better way. That's all. Tips for people who have no subs and want to get started: just make stuff. You heard the idiom, if you build it, they will come? Well, if you've seen my earlier videos, I'm surprised anyone subscribed to that. Like, I honestly am. That's just really terrible. But yeah, just make stuff, get better, make more stuff that's better, and just build your way up. And you don't even need fancy equipment to make videos. My early videos were made with a desktop mic and Movie Maker. So it's all just it's all in your head. And finally he says, congrats, man, and don't forget your first 300. Thanks, and I definitely won't. Next question. Gabe234 asks, who is your favorite character from each Fire Emblem series? Oh, so I see, from each of the different worlds. Okay, in that case, I will say, Pala, or Power, however you say it, Pawn, Hector, I'm trying to think of something for Magville, but I'm just drawing blanks right now. I feel really stupid. I guess I'll go with Cormag. And then Volk. Okay. In my opinion, who is the most powerful playable character in any Fire Emblem game? Okay, so that's a tough question because I have to go between most useful powerful or most OP. And the later one is easy. It's Julia. Book of Naga, plus 20 skill, speed, defense, resistance, 30 might. You just can't beat that. But the most powerful, just overall character, there's a lot of different arguments. I mean, people like Seth or Titania. But if I had to go with someone who is just helps you the most relative to the difficulty of the game, that brings into light people like Fergus or Asphalt, maybe Seti from Genealogy, or Arthur if Levin is his father. Those kind of characters. If I had to pick one, Levin Arthur is probably, that's kind of ridiculous having Holsity from Gen 1. It's not a pairing I really like because not having Pursuit does really hurt a lot of killing potential, which kind of forces you to rely on Holsity, and that takes a crap load of money to sustain. I really prefer just pairing Levin with Fury for that reason. But yeah. Number 3, opinions on Final Fantasy Tactics. I have none because I have not played it, nor have I played any Final Fantasy game. Sorry. And lastly, can I suck your dick? Oh, geez, that's brash of you. You're not going to ask me out on a date first? Pfft. Whatever. Next question. Oh, Cosmo Shidan asks, Hi Mo, here's my questions. Number 1, would you consider graphic novel recommendations? And if so, would you recommend or consider reviewing such? I feel bad because if I have read a graphic novel, it was a long time ago and I don't remember. So I don't know. Even if I did really get into it, I doubt I would go into reviewing them because, well, I'm not even really doing movie reviews anymore because people aren't really watching them. So that's kind of the point of a review, is to inform people. And if people aren't going to watch, then I'll just say, go watch Movie Bob. He gets pretty much everything right. Number 2 is, what do you think of teaching philosophy to kids? It's a great idea. I can't really think of any reason why you wouldn't want to do it. Number 3, have you heard of BandGeek 8408 and Code Locked Films? No, I haven't, and thus I do not have thoughts on them, although maybe I'll take a look at them after this. Number 4, favorite Civilization game? I would say 3 with the expansions. I think it's overall the more solid game. It's definitely lacking in a lot of features compared to 4 or 5, but I like its simplicity. It's easy to mod, so you can do a lot of interesting things with it. I like the way artillery works in that game and bombardment. It has some really interesting naval and air opportunities you can get into. So yeah. And lastly, we have, what are your thoughts on 2001: A Space Odyssey? Okay, I actually have seen this movie, but it was probably when I was 13 or something, and I don't remember a lot of it, so I should probably rewatch it. I do remember quite liking it a lot, but yeah, I can't really say much more other than that. Sorry, buddy. Alright, next question. Zero Waste asks a bunch of questions as well. What's your favorite Fire Emblem class, not counting Lord's or Alm and Ike's classes? My favorite class is Master Knight. Overpowered. Thy name is Master Knight. Or is it the other way around? Whatever. That class is ridiculous. A ranks and everything. You can even use light magic if you want. I want to see Master Knight back. And you know what, actually, make that the final promotion for Lord. That would be freaking awesome. Alright, who's your favorite Lord? Including Alm and Ike. Sigurd. Yeah, I'll go with Sigurd. He's pretty awesome. What's my favorite Fire Emblem game? Oh, I've said this, but I'll say it again. It's Thracia 776. And have you watched the Fire Emblem anime? Yes, I have. It's a rite of passage for yourself to become a true Fire Emblem fan. And oh, that is just... I don't know whether to be sad or glad they didn't make more than 2 episodes of that. Oh, boy. I think they should take another crack at it, though. Maybe with Awakening or something, but yeah. Fun fact, though, the person who voices Marth in the English translation of that actually voices Excellus in Awakening. Yeah, I'm not making that up. All right, next question. Oh, it's Mangs. Hi there. He asked a couple of questions. Are you going to make beginner guides for other Fire Emblem games as well? I answered that earlier, but tentatively I'll say yes. And number 2, how long does it take you from start to finish to make a normal part of your Thracia 776 guide? It doesn't take me 24 hours, but I usually make them over the course of a day. I get into the mood. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make the video. So I sit down, I type the entire script out. Maybe there's a break when I have to go eat or go to the bathroom or something, but I type the script out and then I edit it and then I record it. And often I have to edit it while I'm recording it because I did miss some things, but that's the point of vocal recording. And then I can usually put it together the same day. Sometimes if I get my drive right in the evening, I'll record and then I'll do the editing in the morning, but yeah, it takes me about the course of a day. But if it was in total hours, maybe about 4 hours tops for a kind of a meaty-sized video. So yeah, that's about that there. Next question. Nostalgiasaurus? Yeah, Nostalgiasaurus asks, what Fire Emblem game do you think has the best class promotion system? I'm going to throw out a curveball here and say Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy Wars Binary Hack. If you have not played that, and you have played Genealogy of the Holy War, you should definitely give that hack a try. It is pretty damn awesome. But you'll need some outside help because the English translation is incompatible, so you might need a little bit of assistance to kind of figure out where everything is in there. Thoughts on the future of light magic for Fire Emblem? Please bring it back. I miss light magic. It's not fair to have just dark. Number 3. How good do you think the Radiant series is compared to the other Fire Emblem games? I think it's definitely up there. They're better than the Game Boy Advance games. I'm very critical of the Game Boy Advance games. A lot of people probably don't like me for that. I feel they're the dork age of Fire Emblem, combined with the DS games. I think Blazing Sword, it had some okay ideas. Sacred Stones was in the right direction, but none of them really got up to the level of where Shozo Kaga was at. But once the Radiant series came over, they got their act together and they made a really polished game. And yeah, I think they're definitely at the top. Radiant Dawn has a lot of problems though. If it had more development time, I think they probably ran on time. If it had more time to iron it out, I think it would probably be the best Fire Emblem game. It had the potential to be that, but it was messed for a couple of reasons. And I think this is the last question here. Wesley Geiling asks, "Keep being who you are, man. Your videos really cheer me up." Oh, thanks. That means a lot to me. And I have one question. Why do you like the Fire Emblem series so much? You know, that's a really great way to end this. And it's a really interesting question. I like the opportunities the game gives you. I like the way it puts you into thinking situations. I like the way that it lets you know exactly how everything could go out. I like the customization, the ways you can play through the game, the ways you can try, the things you can do to challenge yourself, just the strategies you can come up with. It's just it's like any strategy RPG. Though it gives you those opportunities, but Fire Emblem, the way they boiled it down to a system that they can kind of swap Lego bricks off of for each iteration and maybe build a little contraption here or there to give it a little extra spice, that kind of stuff, it really elevates it. And there's a person named Beyond Polygons. He made a really good video about why Fire Emblem is so unique. You should check that out. I'll put a link to it in the description. That person, he does a lot of stuff into that as well. But that's it for now then. That's all the questions I got. So if you missed this and want to submit, I'll be doing a Q&A sometime in the future. So keep your eyes and ears out for that. And this has been ModelOmega, and thank you so much for sticking around. And I will see you later with Chapter 21. This has been ModelOmega, and have a great day. Thank you all. Well, welcome back, everyone. This is ModelOmega, and I'm here now answering the questions that you've sent me over the past week. I got a good number. Oh, God damn it! Updates, go away! Don't bother me like this. Fuck. I'm doing it. I'm starting it again.